So I don't know why I can't go live on my computer. These thumbnails of just my eyes. So I apologize about that, but it is what it is. So yesterday on my Facebook page, a memory popped up of a graphic that I had posted, and I reposted it again. And it said that a golden cage is still just a cage. And so it really reminded me of why I personally am an entrepreneur and love to be an entrepreneur because it's so true. So I am an automotive professional. If I worked in a plant, I would be the level of a supervisor, but instead of managing a large group of people, which, there would be, I would be managing a group of team leaders that would then manage a group of team members. I manage a lot of information. I manage information and money, and I influence people, is what I do. So I'm one level underneath what would be a manager, which is the level at my company where you get a car as part of your salary. So I looked it up not too long ago, and I am in the top 8% of income earners in my area. So if I made not too much more. If I probably was a manager level and stayed there for 5 years, I probably would be in the top 5% of income earners. Yet and still, I have a side hustle and it is my passion and I'm an entrepreneur. And sometimes that shocks people when I go networking. When I go networking, I try to bless people with whatever skill or information I have. So if someone told me they're in the automotive industry and they're looking, then I'll give them my GM card and I'll agree to put them in the system. If someone needs, everyone knows that I do, my real job is my volunteer work that I do Bible preaching in Spanish. If I feel someone needs some spiritual support, I could be traveling for GM and I can share that with them instead. So I try to bless and help everybody with whatever I have. But once in a while, it is very interesting when I start with what I usually am networking with, which is my side hustle as a health and wellness advocate and coach, educator. Then people will find out that I work for General Motors and they'll be like, you've got a good job. Or, it'll shock them that I'm an entrepreneur and that my ultimate goal is to continue to work this and work out of my day job. And that quote is the clear reason of why I'm an entrepreneur. So, my job is great. I love the job that I have right now. I work in facilities management. I have an awesome boss. I work from home every Friday. Um, if I have to be off site, sometimes I can sleep in. Today I was at Orion Township, which is very close, so I got to sleep in today, still get my workout in. I love my job. But at the end of the day, cars and facilities management is not my love and passion, number one. And number two, I would love to, instead of doing 15 to 20 hours of volunteer Bible preaching, do 40 hours of volunteer Bible preaching. And instead of doing 15 hours of my side hustle, maybe do 20 hours of my side hustle, 20 to 30 hours. Because helping people get better spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically is my passion. And I have two avenues that I can do that. And if I could spend more time in that, I would love to do that. And so that's the thing is that I do have to spend 35 to 45 hours on my day job. And it is shiny. It is great. It is a badge of honor for me to be able to travel. It does allow me more flexibility than maybe the average person. But at the end of the day, if it's not my passion and what I chose, then a golden cage is still just a cage. So there was a time where I was working in a job that was very high profile and it was had a lot of esteem to it. Like we referred to ourselves as the A team. We referred to ourselves as firefighters. We were like knew you were on that, they'd be like, "Whoa, you survived the command center?" Like, but it was even more stressful. It was even more work. And my time was not mine at all. Like I could have to do conference calls any time of the day. And I had a lot of autonomy and authority. If I needed to order a plane to fly some parts, I didn't have to ask anybody to do that. But the what we had to give for that was our stress level was high. A lot of us had high blood pressure. We had to give a lot up for that. And there would be times back in the day where like my husband at the time would ask me, "Do you have to take that conference call at 10 o'clock at night?" And my response would be, this is what 80,000 looks like. They don't just give these jobs to anyone. Technically no, but if I want to keep my job, if I want to stay here, they want me, if I want to be known as a good, reliable employee, yes, I have to take it. That's the cage that I've been put in at this time. Um, and it's very interesting because the way I used to refer to it as, because there was one time where I was on a really hard case and I was working so hard. It was like 3 months straight of probably like 80 hours a week. It was just hard. It was difficult. And at the end of it, we used to take out cars. And so they gave me a Corvette for a week. And so everybody that would be impressed would be like, oh, you got a Corvette? Wow. And my response always was, do not be impressed with the shiny shackles of my entrapment. Because that's what it was. This was like my time had been robbed for like 3 months, and this is what they were rewarding me with. And that was actually the first time that I heard the cage version, because someone said that in Spanish to me and they were like, oh yeah, we say it, me pusieron en una aula de oro. So a golden cage. And so again, that is the reason I have been an entrepreneur practically since birth. Like, I am the one that will negotiate through things. I was 11 years old with my paper route, trying to get a little extra money in addition to my allowance. I went and caddied when I was 12 and 13. I got a job when I was 14. And I thought about, at like 16 and 17 and 18, I had thought about having like vending machines, or in a mall having like gumball and candy machines. And I just have entrepreneur spirit running through my blood, and it's the only thing that I can do and be. And at this point in time, I have something that aligns so much with my goals and my passion. It's something that I have to do. And at the end of the day, right now, yes, I work a lot, but I know that eventually I'm going to be working less and less on what I have to do and more on what I want to do. And I'll be able to escape that golden cage, and I can't wait for it. And so I just want to share that with you guys. That's the reason why I'm an entrepreneur. It takes a lot of hard work and it takes time. There is no magic bullet. There's no shortcut. It takes 4 to 7 years in the industry that I am in, no doubt. And it takes a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of serving people, and it takes a lot of time. But when I'm done with it, I'm going to get out of that golden cage. Thanks, guys. Bye.